Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. And we just seen the Knicks crumble down the stretch to the Phoenix Suns. And look, man, I guess it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you're going to have some growing pains. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into this.
That's the G.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks took a 3-game winning streak into Phoenix tonight, or last night, since it's 12:04 a.m. They took a 3-game win streak into Phoenix and hoped to come out with a win, hoped to come out on a 4-game win streak, and for a little while, it looked like it was going to happen. As you see right now, the Knicks up 4-2, but that man right there, you know, he came out ready to play tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Devin Booker, he was on his game tonight. And the Suns, let me tell you, the Suns are a tough team. These guys play good basketballs. You see Ricky Rubio go to the basket and put one in there. Elfrid Payton, he came in late off the plane due to personal reasons. Still started in the game. Lays it in there to put the Knicks up 8-6. Devin Booker, he knocks in a nice pull-up, fade-away jump shot. Devin Booker went to work tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Julius Randle, you know, from what Julius Randle's been doing, as you see him knock down the little fadeaway shot or turnaround jump shot, from what he's been doing, he kind of had a silent night tonight. And we needed him to step up. We needed him to be out there. You know, he was kind of silent tonight. Other guys were doing it, though. You see RJ Barrett, the little scoop to the basket. He gets the end one, but RJ Barrett, for the most part, was silent tonight as well. You know, I don't know. He's looking a little bit silent. Reggie Bullock, he pulls it up. Reggie Bullock on the night, he had 9 points. It was 4 for 11 from the field, 1 for 5 from the three-point line. That guy right there, Bobby Portis, while he had some really good stretches during the game, he had a couple of rough stretches down the end of the game. Bobby Portis had 20 points, though. He was 7 for 10 from the field. The Knicks up 35-29 at this point in the game. Frank Ntilikina comes off the screen from Bobby Portis. Whoop. Nice little lay-in off the glass to end the first quarter. Frank Ntilikina had 6 points. He was 2 for 5 from the field. Frank Ntilikina, once again, nice little lay-in. But all his points came in the first half, for the most part. He only played 16 minutes on the night. I thought he should have played a little bit more. We could have used him, especially with Devin Booker going off, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we could have used Frank Ntilikina a little bit more. DeAndre Ayton, nice move. When I look at DeAndre Ayton and some of the things that he does and the haircut that he has and the length of his body and stuff like that, it kind of reminds me of Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's Patrick Ewing. You see DeAndre Ayton again on a fast break, dunks it home. DeAndre Ayton had 15 points. He was 5 for 11 from the field. Also had 13 rebounds. And then the Suns on the run, as you see Devin Booker with a nice pass to Kelly Oubre. He actually got a technical foul because he flexed his muscles, but that was a really nice pass to Kelly Oubre right there. Devin Booker, he had 7 assists on the night, along with his 38 points. Kelly Oubre had 29 points with 5 rebounds and 1 assist. And then there you go. We thought about drafting that guy, Mikal Bridges. Didn't happen, but that's okay. The Knicks up 51-47. The Knicks actually built an 11-point lead in this game, but they weren't able to hold on to it. As you see, Marcus Morris knocked down a fadeaway jump shot. Marcus Morris on the night, he had 25 points. He was 8 for 17 from the field. He also had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. You see Bobby Portis knocking 2 more of his 20 points. The Knicks up 55-49. Bobby Portis from 3. Bang, he knocks it home. He was hitting tonight, at least in the first half. Bobby Portis puts the Knicks up 58-49. The Knicks up 60-49. Then you see Devin Booker knocks that one home. Like I said, Devin Booker had 38 points tonight. He was scorching, 14 for 27 from the field. The Knicks took a 10-point lead in the halftime. The Suns come out burning, ladies and gentlemen. Burning. Kelly Oubre knocks it down from 3. He really jump-started their three-point barrage in the second half. He was 5 for 7 from 3. All right, the Suns were 0% from 3 in the first half. And they started killing in the second half. As you see, Devin Booker knocked down one of his three-point shots. He was 2 for 5 from three-point range this evening. RJ Barrett, he goes to the basket. He gets fouled. And from this point on, ladies and gentlemen, it was back and forth, back and forth. All right, the Knicks would be up, the Suns would be up. The Knicks would be up, the Suns would be up. As you see, Taj Gibson knocked down the little fadeaway to put the Knicks up 5. Devin Booker, guarded by Elfrid Payton, gets the screen from Ayton, pulls it up at the free throw line, knocks it in. Devin Booker kicks it out. And then there you go, Oubre, bang, another 3, knocks it in. Like I said, that man was 5 for 7 from the three-point line. The Knicks up 70-66. But the Suns keep coming, and they keep running. And Devin Booker keeps laying in baskets. 70-68. And then here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kelly Oubre for 3. And the Suns get their first lead for the second half, 71-70. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Elfrid Payton finds Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's been killing of late, but yeah, he was just kind of mediocre tonight. He had 9 points, 7 rebounds, Mitchell Robinson, 4 for 7 from the field. Elfrid Payton goes to the basket and lays it in. But you can see the effect that Mitchell Robinson has on the game because guys were willing to let Elfrid Payton lay the ball in so that Mitchell Robinson wouldn't get an alley-oop dunk, as you see Reggie Bullock knocking one of his three-point baskets on the night. The Knicks up 79-77. Devin Booker, again, to the cup. Ties the game at 79. The Knicks up 81-79. Devin Booker misses. DeAndre Ayton gets the rebound. He finds Devin Booker. Devin Booker ties the game at 81. And now it's nip and tuck, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks up 82-81. Kelly Oubre bangs it home. I like Kelly Oubre, man. He's the second leading scorer for the Phoenix Suns for 18 a game. Bobby Portis knocks home a 3. The Knicks up 87-83, but they couldn't escape. And then Baines. And I'm going to tell you what, Baines hurt us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He really did. Aaron Baines had 20 points. He had 12 rebounds. He was 2 for 8 from the free throw line. He could have had a lot more because he was left wide open from that three-point line. Time and time again. Mitchell Robinson and Bobby Portis continued to get sucked into the paint and leave that guy wide open. Ricky Rubio. This shot made me really upset. And when Ricky Rubio made that shot, I kind of felt like this game was done. I felt like the momentum was just going in the Phoenix Suns' favor at that point. Then RJ Barrett, he finds Mitchell Robinson for the alley-oop. RJ Barrett tonight had 10 points, ladies and gentlemen. He also had 2 assists. Mitchell Robinson had 9 points. He also had 7 rebounds. He also had 3 blocked shots. Score now 98-87. Aaron Baines wide open from the three-point line. He knocks one of his 2 in on that play there. 100-98. The Suns are up. Marcus Morris walks into a three-point shot, knocks it home. 25 points for Marcus Morris, 4 for 8 from the three-point line. And then there you go. Beautiful move by this guy, Devin Booker. And listen, Elfrid Payton was all over him. That's just a better shot. Not much you can do about that, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby Portis from 3. Gets it blocked by Aaron Baines. And then he comes down and he fouls Aaron Baines. First of all, you had to see that Aaron Baines was closing out. And then you just don't foul him. Why? Unexplainable, ladies and gentlemen. The Suns up 107-103. And it's getting towards the end of this game. The Knicks pull it to 110-105 now. Elfrid Payton finds Mitchell Robinson to cut the lead to 3, but the Knicks couldn't get enough stops. Just wasn't happening for the Knicks tonight. They couldn't get stops. Wide open from 3 again, Kelly Oubre. And in the second half, we let these guys get loose from the three-point line, ladies and gentlemen. You see Julius Randle get 2 of his 13 points. Julius Randle had 13 points, 13 rebounds. He was only 5 for 17 from the field, though. One of the worst games he's played under Coach Mike Miller. And, during the end of the fourth quarter, 2 meaningless points by Marcus Morris, the Knicks lose the game 120-112 to the Phoenix Suns and snap their 3-game winning streak. Was snapped. And guess what? The trip doesn't get any easier, ladies and gentlemen, as their next stop this Sunday is in LA against the Clippers. Obviously, the Clippers are a tough team. So it doesn't get any easier for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to continue to be tough. Running down the box scores real quick before I start talking to some of these guys that's in the video chat. Again, Marcus Morris had 25 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Julius Randle, he was only 5 for 17 from the field. He had 13 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. Taj Gibson played 13 minutes. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds. RJ Barrett, he had 10 points. He was 3 for 10 from the field. Elfrid Payton had 15 points. He was 6 for 10 from the field. Elfrid Payton also had 6 assists and 5 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson had 9.7 rebounds. Frank Ntilikina only played 16 minutes. He had 6 points. And he also had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Kevin Knox, he only played 12 minutes. He had 3 points. Reggie Bullock played 18 minutes. He had 9 points. It's 1 for 5 from the 3-point line, 4 for 11 from the field. Bobby Portis, he had 20 points. He also had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Wayne Ellington played 5 minutes. He didn't have any points. Damian Dotson and Alonzo Trier did not play at all. Kelly Oubre, he had 29 points for the Suns. DeAndre Ayton had 15 points, 13 rebounds, and also 5 assists. Aaron Baines had 20 points and 12 rebounds. Devin Booker had 38 points and he had 7 assists. Ricky Rubio had 9 points and 10 assists. Suns bench didn't do much. They didn't need to. It's Devin Booker, Aaron Baines, and Kelly Oubre. They did most of the heavy lifting, along with DeAndre Ayton. The Knicks shot 44.2% from the field, 27% from 3. They grabbed 52 rebounds. Obviously, it wasn't enough. The Knicks had 15 turnovers on the night. They only had 19 assists tonight. The Suns shot 46.7% from the field, 35.7% from 3. They were 0 for 10 or 0 for 9, whatever they were in the first half. Then they started cooking in the second half from the 3-point line. Suns had 48 rebounds. They also had 28 assists. We knew that was coming into the game. Suns only had 10 turnovers on the night, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do, man? The Knicks have been playing well. They played okay, but they lost it down the stretch. They crumbled to the Suns down the stretch. Let's talk about this game and let's get it on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it popping. Since I just let you in, Viv, if Viv is still there, since I just let you in, Viv, what's popping with you, my man? How you feeling?
Good, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's been a while.
It has. Finally got back in here, so.
So tell me, what'd you think about this game tonight, man?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks losing a game, but I'm not too mad. Phoenix is despite their record, Phoenix is a little tougher team because of the vets they have and just the overall way the roster's been built. I think there's going to be a tough matchup despite what many people have thought. I guess my main thoughts is that I think the things that probably killed us a lot this game was the ball stuck a lot. We had a lot of missed free throws, and we were a little bit sloppy with the ball. And you saw it with all the numbers. Now, would that have made a difference in the end result? I guess if you look at it, numerically, maybe it would have. But I think there were other things, too, that really caused us to lose the game in the fourth quarter, and the Suns adjusted. And I think one of the things I noticed is that the way we normally play pick and roll and what helped us win games, like the last 3 games and even the other games that we won before that, was that we'd often play drop coverage on pick and rolls. And the problem with drop coverage is that it doesn't work if you have a good mid-range shooter. And for someone like Devin Booker, the reason Devin Booker's played very well this season and even actually last season he was playing pretty well, was that he's shooting more than 50% from the field, but
Hmm.
he's almost shooting nearly 47% from mid range. And shooting 47% from mid range that's actually a very prolific number. Actually very good. About that's like a high percentile. So if you try to play drop coverage against Booker, it's not going to work. He's going to take those shots, and you can see he didn't force a lot of threes. He didn't take a lot of threes. A lot of his buckets were 2-point shots, and he he caused havoc there. And then once he hits those shots, then it opens up the rest of the floor. Guys like Aaron Baines, who if people didn't watch Aaron Baines for the first 30 games of the season, they would have missed the fact that he stretches the floor out. He's hitting threes. He's very versatile. He can grab rebounds, score, pass the ball. He's a very versatile big, and combine him with Aiton. Um, the Knicks don't have two bigs that can guard both Aiton and Baines on the floor at the same time. We just don't. We have Mitch, but even then, you don't have somebody else that's there that can do the same thing. Portis is not. He's not that strong of a big. Same with Taj too. So I think they caused havoc too, and it's tough. You got to give Phoenix some credit too. They're a very scrappy team. They have a nice, defensive and offensive identity. So credit has to be given where credit's due. So I mean, it's hard winning on the West Coast. It's hard winning on the West Coast. So I'm not terribly disappointed. Obviously, there's things that they'll look at tomorrow to see. Okay, how do we get things? How do we fix some of the things that we messed up on? But it's a learning lesson. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. I would like to see him, down the stretch of the game when, Elfrid Payton was. Listen, I understand Mike Miller. He seems to be the kind of guy he's going to stick with his guns. I felt like Frank Ntilikina should have played more down the stretch, played more in the second half, especially with Devin Booker going off. You could have maybe used Frank Ntilikina to help guard, throw another body on Devin Booker, see if he can, disrupt him a little bit. R.J. Barrett wasn't really giving us too much, in my opinion. I thought we could have used Frank Ntilikina a little bit more in that second half. He only played 16 minutes in the game.
Yeah, I think that's the thing Miller's going to work on. He's trying to figure that out next. Is okay, how do I tweak these lineups so that I can kind of plug and play different players. So obviously Mitch is very easy to plug and play in there. You can just play him over Taj at different times. And you can play Portis in there. Now the real question is how does he tweak it to insert a guy like Frank in there when they need defense, or insert someone like Bullock. He tried it with Bullock, but I think the problem with Bullock was it was a little too late when he brought him in. And by that time, I think he was already trying to chuck up threes. There was no rhythm. He was in no sort of offensive rhythm by then. So, he has to work that out. And I think one thing of the starting lineup we got to watch out for over the course of this month is that if Marcus Morris is not hitting threes, it can be very tough to do anything on offense, because right now there's not a lot of consistent shooters outside of Morris, and RJ is having a hard time getting buckets as it is. You can see every single bucket that RJ gets, it's forced, and so it's not there's it's a lot of pressure. So until he learns how to hit a jumper consistently, it's gonna be a problem for him. And Payton obviously is who he is. Taj is who he is. So it's like there's not a lot of spacing out there. And I think that's what it's going to cause the offense to choke at times.
Yeah. I feel you. And I don't know. I want to talk about RJ Barrett a little bit, but right now I just want to get everybody's take on the game. Nate, coming to you, man. Give me your take. What's your take on the game tonight?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we lost. I think we lost the game in the fourth quarter. I mean, they had the lead going into the third quarter. I totally agree with you. I think Ntilikina should have been out there more, just trying to make it difficult for Booker. I mean, Ntilikina is a bigger body. He's got length. I'm not saying he was going to completely, shut down Booker, but I think that I view Ntilikina as a better defender than Payton is. And I think that Ntilikina is smarter defensively. Like Mike Miller was talking about that before the game about how his IQ is very high, and so I think he should have been out there more against that guard. It just came down to making shots. I mean, we didn't defend well, but the Suns made their shots. And the thing about the Knicks is that if Morris is not making the shot and Randall was nowhere to be found, I mean, we're gonna struggle because we get nothing from our guards. I mean, once in a while, Payton will make a layup. I mean, Barrett is non-existent. Probably shouldn't even be in the fourth quarter, in my opinion. I probably would
at least
Trier
this
in or
game.
somebody.
At least this game. You know, there's been other games where he's played well, but you know, at least this game.
But the reality is that Barrett is he's a bad shooter. He doesn't shoot the
Well,
ball well.
we know that.
And we can't have a guy out there in the fourth quarter that's not shooting the ball well because we already have other bad shooters on the team. I mean, I personally think a Trier would have been perfect to put in, you know, because Trier does shoot a good percentage and he is an aggressive player. I mean, we get nothing from our guards right now. They're not aggressive. I mean, when we need baskets, we rely on Morris's three-pointer or Randall, you know, shooting a three or whatever he's doing. You know, we rely all on our front court. We get nothing from the backcourt. I mean, and that's the biggest problem is that we don't have anybody who's aggressive to get to the cup. You know, and so
I mean, Alfred Payton tonight. Alfred Payton had 15 points tonight. He was 6 for 10 from the field. He had 6 assists. He also had 5 rebounds. Now he did have some bad turnovers down the stretch in the fourth quarter, right?
But he hasn't been consistent. That's my thing. Is that he's not a consistent attacker.
I'm looking at tonight though. Let's go game by game though. Tonight, you know, you got some production from Alfred Payton tonight.
Sure.
Right, you got some production from him tonight. Although he was 3 for 8 from the free throw line, the Knicks missed 10 free throws. All right, they were 20 for 30 from the free throw line. You got some production from Alfred Payton. R.J. Barrett's been struggling of late. He played 30 minutes tonight. He was 3 for 10 from the field. He took 10 shots, but I feel like he's very silent out there. A lot of, 6 of his 10 shots, you know, were open threes. Obviously, he's not a good three-point shooter right now.
My question is, where's the Barrett that to attack the rim and, you know, get to the cup? I mean, why is he just relying on a three-point shot? I mean,
well, I'm going to say this. We're seeing R.J. Barrett go to the basket still, I think. You know, he is taking a few more open three-point shots. But also, as the season goes on, teams start to strategize, and they got tape on you now, and they know what you want to do and what you're trying to do. And so then defenses start to say, okay, they know your tendencies a little bit. He likes to do this. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. And so the defense gets a little bit tougher, especially for a rookie.
But struggling,
especially for a rookie.
But if you're a struggling shooter, they always tell you to take it to the cup or take the shot inside. You know, why doesn't he do a little pump fake or something and maybe try a mid-range jumper or something?
But it's all part.
I feel like he settles for the three too much, and that is not his strong point at all.
I mean,
he's terrible at three-pointers.
Well, I don't know if he settles because a lot of times the threes that he's taking is wide open. You know what I'm saying? I think the threes he's taking is wide open.
Couldn't he come in the paint and take like a mid-range shot or something?
Well, I mean, sometimes that one dribble to try to get in and the defense is already closed out. Because a lot of times when you get you get an open three-point shot, the defense is on the way to closing out. So now if you take that dribble, you dribble right to where the defense is. You know what I mean? You know, so a lot of times, you know, you're wide open, you're there, the defense is closing out, you got to take it before they get there, or you close out and you close out into the defense. You know, he's just got to become a better shooter. And how do you become a better shooter? How do you become a better shooter?
Well, let me ask you this question. Do you think that in the fourth quarters, if he's struggling like that, should he be benched for maybe like a Trier or somebody who can shoot
it's
the
all going to
ball?
depend on. I think it all depends on what the team needs. You know what I mean? If you got other guys that's going off and scoring, and you got the lead, and you know he's able to provide some good defense, he's able to rebound the basketball, then keep him out there and let him play. You know what
But
I'm
you're
saying?
gonna
And let
need,
him get
but you're
that
gonna
pressure.
need somebody to attack the
You know,
basket, and you're
if
gonna
you
need scoring from your guards, regardless of
but
what,
what I'm saying,
regardless of what.
if you got things going to where you have a lead,
Mhm.
and maybe he's not hitting, and things are going, then maybe you keep him in. If it's going like it was going tonight, then maybe you try something different. I don't know if Alonzo Trier was going to come in and give us that much more on the offensive end after he hadn't been playing all game. I mean,
I don't know. Trier's aggressive, man. Trier,
he is.
when he gets into games, he usually starts pretty quickly. He tries to shoot the ball, and he tries to get in the rhythm quickly. That's one thing I do like about him. He doesn't hesitate to take shots. And I'm just saying, I mean, because this game was pretty close all the way throughout, but the problem is, Sim, is that when you got guys like Knox and Barrett who are pretty much no shows in games, or in parts of games, you can't have that from your stud players or your young players. I mean, they gotta snap out of this stuff. I mean, they gotta help in other ways or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just really frustrated with our guards right now. I feel like our guards could be so much better, but they're not, and we're relying so much on our front court. So if our front court's not making shots, we're screwed.
Well, I mean,
Because we don't have consistent guards to bail us out. Like some
yeah.
teams do.
But I mean, I'm putting this game. We scored 112 points. I'm putting this game on the
Yeah.
defense. We didn't get the stops.
Well,
We gave up
that's
120
true.
points, right? We gave up 120 points. We didn't get the stops. I'm putting the game on the defense. Obviously, we could have scored more. We shot 44.6% from the field, 27% for three. We hope, maybe we could have, not maybe, we could have, shot better from the 3-point line. We could have shot better from the free throw line. But I'm still putting this on our defense because in the second half,
Sure.
they had wide open three after wide open three. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Oubre, wide open three. Aaron Baines, wide open three. And there are a few times this lead could have been so much more. There are a few times Aaron Baines was wide open from the 3-point line. All right. Aaron Baines was 2 for 8 from the 3-point line. And many of those 3-point shots were wide open without a defender running at him. Because, Mitchell Robinson or Bobby Portis, the ball will get swung, they get stuck in the paint, and by the time they look, can I get out to him? No, I can't. I might as well stay in here and rebound the basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I put a lot of this on our defense. Look at their scoring numbers, from their starters. Their bench didn't do much, but their starters, 29, 15, 20, and 38. All right, they only had 4 guys in double digits, but those 4 guys really did us in. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't even take advantage of that. Kelly Oubre played 39 minutes. DeAndre Ayton, he played 37 minutes on the night. Aaron Baines, 29. Devin Booker, 38. Ricky Rubio, 32. All right, Mikal Bridges played 19 minutes. Cameron Johnson played 18 minutes. All right, Check Diallo, he played 8 minutes. Dario Saric, he played 4 minutes. Their bench didn't play that many minutes tonight, and they played 10 players all together. All right, of course we have different minutes distribution, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in double digits. They had 4 people in double digits. We had a couple of guys teetering on double digits if they could have made a couple of shots. Mitchell Robinson teetering on double digits. Reggie Bullock teetering on double digits with 9. I don't know. I don't know. Tonight it was the defense for me, man. It was the defense for me. You got to be able to get stops, and we were not able to get stops when we needed to get stops. You know what I'm saying? We just weren't able to get stops when we needed to get stops. Guillermo, I'm coming to you, man. Coming to talk to you, Guillermo. Go ahead, man.
Yo,
Guillermo.
yeah, man. This is a tough game. Like I said before on the last stream, man. The Suns, they lead in a bunch of passing categories, right? So they're number 1 in assists. They're number 1, I think, in they're number 1 in assists, number 1 in secondary. No, excuse me, sorry, number 5 in secondary assists. They're number 1 in potential assists. They're number 1 in assist points created. Number 1 in assist. No, sorry, excuse me. They're number 2 in assist to pass percentages. So This is a team that look, they got who they want in Rubio. They took the ball out of Devin Booker's hands. Now he's
Mm-hmm.
basically not this just scoring guard who has the ball in his hands all the time. And yeah, we got killed by that tonight, right? So at first I thought that we were doing good with the pick and roll because we were going under the screen on Rubio, and because he can't shoot, right? So you're gonna try to force him. You basically just force him to kind of do that. So he's gonna keep dribbling, trying to move around. But then we were going under the screen against Booker, and Booker killed us, right? That allowed him to get deeper into the mid range. And that's where he killed us, right? And the same thing, Uber is killing us for threes, and Uber is only a 35% shooter, but he got hot. He got, he caught on fire tonight, and we really had no answer. And to Vivek's point, man, like we don't have the bigs really to compete when they have both Baines and Payton in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, there's just so many things. This is kind of like, yeah, this is a game that we could have won, but it's kind of hard. Look, like Vivek said, we don't have the cohesion yet on defense. We don't really know what we're doing yet. When you have dynamic, guards / forwards, and I guess whatever the hell Oubre is. And it hurts. RJ right now is pressing. I wish we ran more motion stuff or more off ball stuff for him, where he could cut to the basket, get the layups. We go to the post when we do a little triangle thing and then clear out and allow Randall to kind of get in the post. If you look at what everyone else is doing, I feel like, look, I understand that we can't implement a lot of stuff to overload these people's brains just because it's midseason, but there's stuff we can do where we can at least have, maybe some guy on the perimeter come around and set a pick for RJ. RJ comes and cuts to the basket while Randall's in the post. But it's right now you want to make the shots easier for guys like Knox and Randall, right? You want to give them confidence, get them high percentage shots, kind of get them going. So when RJ's taking these open shots that we're hoping that he makes, there's not as much pressure on him to make it, or there's not much pressure in his mind to make it. So it's tough game overall. I think Payton, I don't know what's happening with Payton. Fourth quarter he looked pretty bad. The turnovers were killer.
He was turning the ball over in the fourth quarter. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah,
I mean, he was playing well all game.
Maybe it was a game he probably should have sat out just to. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was playing he played well the entire game, besides the fourth quarter.
Yeah. First quarter, right?
Quarter is when,
made, like the first 4 or 6 shots. I mean,
he was 6 for 10 from the field.
I think it's up to. It sucks because in the fourth quarter you want to go with your starting lineup, right? Your strongest lineup, right?
Right.
But I don't know. Mentally, he was just after that those turnovers, man. He was just off, man. And
yeah,
I just think that Mike Miller should have done a better job of kind of adapting. Kind of take out maybe his head was something happened. Maybe also remember the fouls, like a lot of these ticky-tack weird fouls that he's getting was kind of getting to him.
Yeah, he got some small little fouls. I agree. After the turnovers, he was kind of rattled. I thought he should have took him out too. I guess Mike Miller, wants to stick to his guns or whatever. Maybe he's that kind of coach. But I thought he should have taken. I thought Alfred Payton and RJ Barrett should have been out.
I'll say this one thing. I know you got to go to people. I'll say one thing. I like the quote that I heard from Mike Miller. That like. Far out, top contested or highly contested, ill-advised shots are basically the first pass and a turnover.
Right.
And I don't know how many turnovers they had tonight, but I don't know how many. I don't know how many bad shots of those shots they had tonight. I know they had when they mentioned it when Bullock took that ill-advised 3 from like way deep. But you do see his team moving the ball a lot. I know this tonight's not the greatest example, but I think Mike Miller's word is
okay. There we go. Now what's up?
Hold up.
Oh no, look, it was a tough team to play. Like I said, they pass so much and they move the ball around so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not terribly upset with the loss. You know what I'm saying? I'm not upset. The only thing that upsets me is now we got to go play the Clippers and we got to play the Lakers and we got to play the Jazz. You know what I'm saying? It would have been nice to get one under our belt as we were, get the first one under our belt, and we were in position to do so. But you had to know, with an 11-point lead and the type of offense that they had, the way that they moved the ball and those type of things, 11-point lead is nothing in the NBA nowadays. You know what I'm saying? 11-point lead is nothing at all. RJ Barrett, though, I want to talk about RJ Barrett. I feel like he's silent and fading away a little. And I don't mean fading away from his shot, just like being silent, just being kind of silent, not there on the court. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting Simpson because, and like I said, man, you got to give him confidence by giving him easy shots. He's going to the basket. He's not getting the calls. I'm not saying he should get the calls every time, but I guess in this NBA you have to earn that or whatever the hell that means. I think that and the shots he's just not hitting them. His foul shots too. So that could be getting to him because, it's like the whole LeBron James thing, right? LeBron James kind of shies away from driving to the basket late in the fourth quarter because he doesn't want to hit those foul shots. And I think with RJ, because again, if you look, I don't know how many foul shots we miss, but I'm pretty sure if we made 50% of our misses, this is a way better game. I don't even know what we missed.
Yeah, we were 20 for 30, but RJ was 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight.
Oh, he was? Oh, all right. I'll give him that. But
he was 3
I don't know.
for 4, but he was 1 for 6 from 3.
I don't know. He's not finishing at the rim as much. I mean, he did have that nice, I guess the and one, but I think that was one where he missed a free throw on Ayton. But yeah, and on defense, I don't know, man. It's just, I wouldn't say the rookie wall, but again, make the shots a lot easier for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Use him as a guy where you use him as like the little chess piece where you're making him motion, move around, cut to the basket, get the easy baskets versus, he's only getting it, maybe comes around a initial screen up top and tries to go ISO and beats his man to the basket. He's not the quickest, he's not the fastest, but he does have strength. He has good functional strength. And he's adept at the cup. Even he's struggling right now, but make it easier for him. Don't make it make it so he's a motion man. Draw some plays where he's cutting to the middle of the basket whenever we're in post. Get these easy shots for him. I think we can implement a few things to that's not that confusing to kind of help RJ out. But
yeah, I mean he's smart. It's not going to be confusing for him because I think he's a smart kid and a smart player. It's finding a way to get him some easy buckets to get him going. I mean, he gets a lot of wide open 3-point shots, but he's not a good 3-point shooter. So we got to find a way to get him to the basket and go into the basket.
I will say his form has gotten better though, because if you watch him from college when he was shooting shots, I don't know who he's working with. I mean, even while he said it, like at the foul line, the form is there. It's gotten better, but it just repetition and basically the ice water, right? You got to build up confidence to hit those open shots. But yeah, I think the form is there. I just think it's maybe just got out of his head. He has to, again, the coach has to help him build up his confidence, easy shots, and I think they'll start to flow in once he.
Yeah. And can we please? And I'm not talking to you, Guillermo. I'm talking to. Can we please stop calling RJ Barrett a bust?
Who called RJ Barrett a bust?
I seen it in the chat earlier today, in the YouTube chat today. I'm looking on Twitter. And I see people say, he's a bust. Let's trade him. Let's this. I'm like, hold up. The kid's played 35 games in his career. Are you going to call him a bust?
Well, really? Chat and everybody out there in YouTube land. Remember a guy named Michael Carter Williams? He was rookie of the year. He was looking great, right? On a crappy Sixers team. Where is he now, right? So, and it's crazy because we're so bipolar. Not to make fun of anybody who has actual bipolar, but we're so all over the place, right? RJ Barrett, he is a freaking rookie. You actually want a kid who's this talented, who shows you flashes, games where he scored 20-some points, went off, shot 50% from the field, whatever. You want it so that the struggles that he has now, he learns from it versus a guy, and not all rookies do this, rookies that start out hot, but you can have a hot rookie and he may hit a wall early in his career where that's a ceiling. That's as good as he's going to get. He hasn't learned from anything. The team doesn't really develop him past those things. So all these people say he's a bust. It's just emotional trolling Knicks fans. RJ Barrett is not a bust. He's a self-starter. He has confidence. You like his demeanor. I know now, it's kind of off right now. He's not getting foul calls. He's not producing. So he kind of feels like he's not contributed to the team. You saw Mitch when he had the 2 missed 3-point shots. Mitch came over and kind of like put his arm around him, spoke to him. So he's liked by the team. And even from other things we've heard, he's liked by the team. Like, guys, chill the F out.
Man. Process, man.
Dude, he's a freaking rookie.
And like speaking about like players, like you said, let's take a look at Brandon Jennings, right? Brandon Jennings had a hot start to his career. Like, whoa, this kid was he scored 50 points in his rookie year. Where's Brandon Jennings now? I don't know. China?
Tyreek Evans. Where's Tyreek Evans?
Yeah, I mean, every player's not going to have, every player's got their own growing process, man. Let RJ Barrett grow. Let him become a player. Please don't call him a bust. Not after 35 games in his career. Come on, man.
There's a reason why certain stars want to come here, man. Our fan base is, we could be passionate, but we're delusional as well, man. Like, what the hell? Like, dude, how's he that doesn't even cross my mind. Like, come on, guys. Like,
35 games. People call this man a bust.
But then we're the same chat that we want all these other players who are are making themselves to be comeback players of the year, right? Like the kid Graham from on the Hornets. Now I saw people in the chat, oh, we got to trade for Graham. But if you saw him last year, I guess, and I didn't know his numbers last year, but I'm assuming he wasn't produced since he's again looked at as potential comeback player of the year or whatever the hell the award is. Like he's a guy that y'all would have killed last year. You trade him off, and then he goes to another team, he kills it, and y'all be like, oh, we should have never.
Yeah.
Like, why guys, perspective, nuance, vision. Like, guys, 35 games is not enough for anybody. Come on, man.
And my question for you guys is, what the hell were you doing at 19 years old? I want to know if you had it all together at 19 years old. I want to know if, whatever job you was working at, if you was working at Subway, was you making your sandwich so damn good that Subway had to put you on a commercial or something? That's what I want to know. What was you doing at 19? Were you that perfect employee or perfect businessman or perfect business owner at 19 years old? No, the hell you was not. Let that man live. Let that man grow. Come on, folks. Kareem, I'm coming to you, man. I'm coming to Kareem. Somebody let Kareem know I'm coming to him. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. And I do want to make a quick announcement before I get to my man Kareem. Next Thursday, January 9th, tickets are going to go on sale for the New York Knicks and Brooklyn Nets game at Madison Square Garden. The game is on January 26th. There's 2 tickets available. There's 2 sections available. By that time, there may not be because those who are members already have access to the link. They have access to the link up until next Thursday. And then next Thursday, everyone will have access to the link. Okay, so if you're a member and you're listening, go to the community where there's a couple of posts that are specifically for you guys, and you can get the link right there where you can purchase your ticket to the Knicks versus Nets at Madison Square Garden, January 26th. Next week, on the 9th, those tickets are going to become available, and it's going to be a quick turnaround. You got to get those. You got to get them. You got to purchase your ticket quick. All right, and they're not super expensive tickets, so you still get it. You got some Christmas money or something like that. You got some Christmas money. Go ahead and purchase those tickets. I also want to remind you that this Monday coming up, January 6th, Monday night, I will have my first Knicks Weekly show on Sportscaster. So make sure you check that out, sportscaster.com/NothinButKnicks. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get to big shout out to Siobhan Robinson. Just became a 2000s Knick. Thank you, Siobhan. I appreciate you. Became a 2000s Knicks member. All right. Siobhan, you can go ahead and check out the community post. And if you're looking to purchase those tickets, they're right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let me get to the guys that's in the YouTube chat or the video chat. My man, Kareem. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, son?
I'm good.
I don't know if I told you Happy New Year yet, but I'm out of it. But Happy New Year again if I didn't.
I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know. It's funny. I forgot the game was on, but I actually watched the highlights, looked at the stats. I saw the fourth quarter. And everybody on the team except for Wayne Ellington had a minus and a plus minus, stat line, but we don't really, take that into consideration too much. But I heard you speaking about RJ Barrett, man. And honestly, I think that we're not utilizing our guards the way we should. I think that we should not as a punishment towards Barrett, but I don't think he should be playing 30 minutes a game right now. Try to lower his minutes some so, it's not that much pressure, and we need to play the other guards some more.
Okay. Now he did play
He played
did
30
play.
minutes tonight.
Let me see. Reggie Bullock played 18 minutes tonight. Wayne Ellington played 5 minutes tonight. The only other guard to play is Frank Ntilikina. He played 16 minutes. I mean, I agree. You know, RJ Barrett's playing 30 minutes a game. I want to know what do you think Mike Miller is seeing from RJ Barrett to say we need him out there for 30 minutes?
Well, of course, RJ Barrett does a lot of things, a lot of good things on the court. So of course, because that was the whole, that's why Fizdale kept him out there. But I also feel like, number one, he's not shooting well right now. And I believe that Dotson should get more minutes, and of course we got Bullock back now. We need that shooting down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also like to see Barrett play some three at times, because I feel like he could get, some good matchups in that three. Especially slash into the basket,
Right. Now, I mean, tonight, RJ Barrett, like I said, he was 3 for 10 from the field, 4 rebounds. He also had 4 turnovers. I mean, it's not a horrible game. If he makes 2 more shots, he's 5 for 10 from the field, and he has 14 points, and is looked at as a decent game, I guess. I mean, he's not playing horribly, but I look at his body language a little bit, and I feel like he's a little bit down on himself. Like Gammo was saying, I feel like he's a little bit down on himself, because he's not making shots. The way that, the way that he was earlier in the season, he's not making shots like that. I feel like he's a little bit down on himself. Hopefully he's not doubting himself. It wouldn't be abnormal for a rookie coming into this league, to doubt themselves a little bit when they start to go through a rough patch and a rough stretch. On a night like tonight, I felt, he was just okay. I felt like he could have, went in another direction. Who? I don't know.
Yeah. And I also want to say too, man, is, after seeing, the previous game and just, seeing it in stretches as well, man, we have to, if we get Mitchell Robinson, we have to get him involved in the offense more on the pick and roll, and that'll open up our game more as well. I feel like when we get inside and we impose our will inside, it helps us shoot better. Because now you're sucking the defense in, and you have the perimeter open.
Right. And we just got to knock those shots down.
Yes.
RJ Barrett, sometimes RJ Barrett gets a lot of open 3-point shots. He's just not a good shooter right now. I think it's going to come in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going to come. And if he gets it wide open, he's got to keep shooting them.
Because they're eventually going to fall.
Yeah.
I'm glad he has the mindset of taking them. He's not passing out of it.
Right. He's got to continue to take them. Continue to take them, because that's how he's going to learn how to be a better shooter. You know what I'm saying? And then in the offseason, work on it. Because he gets some wide open shots.
Yeah, he does.
He gets some wide open shots, man.
What they're doing now? They just like, all right, shoot him. No one really comes up. But once he starts knocking them down.
And once he starts knocking them down, then, of course, they're going to close out on it.
Yeah,
then he'll be able to get some, get to the basket. Hopefully his mid-range will be nice. He'll be able to get to the basket, pull up, knock down a mid-range or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about RJ Barrett. I know a lot, people already calling him a bust.
I saw a dude say he's too slow
stuff.
And he can't shoot. And I'm like, dude, it's his first year. But I think some of these dudes just be trolling in the written chat, man.
They do. They do.
I had to tell somebody to jump off a mountain one time or something like that. Because he just said something that was like so like infantile and non-logical. So I'm like, dude, just like go.
They do.
Like, rid yourself from society, dude.
They do, because they know they're gonna get a response from everybody. So they want to go ahead and say something, try to get their little 15 seconds of fame or whatever. City for real, what's popping, man? I'm coming to you, brother. How you feeling?
Yo, what's good, Sam?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. All right. So let me ask you this. The Knicks dropped this one tonight. Now we're going on to the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Definitely going to be a tougher game. Now, we were hoping that the Knicks could go 2-2 on this stretch, right? And I think most people were looking at the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz. That the Clippers and the Lakers are strong. Is there any possibility that this team can pick off one of those two Lakers teams?
Sam,
do you think?
I want to say,
Clippers,
it's always
LA
a
teams.
possibility, just because it's any given Sunday, man, and I always root for my team. So, although I might not think we might get the win, but you know what? You never know. Somebody might just start cooking, or we might just have two players cooking or whatever, and our defense just might, show up better than what it has been. And we just might get a W. It's one of those things, man. Like, I don't ever want to count the team out just because I know anything can happen. But at the end of the day, do I expect us to win one of those games? Yeah, because that's my team. If we don't, we don't. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm always all in for my boys. So, that's how that goes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm hoping we can grab one of them. We play the Clippers coming up next. That's going to be tough. The Lakers right now, they're cooking. So that's definitely going to be a tough team to beat when you talk about the Lakers, because they're definitely cooking.
Hey, Sam.
So we got to go to, and we play an early game. I hate playing early games, man. We play an early game on Sunday. Play at 3:30. I do not like playing early games. But your team, you got to take it. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Sam. So tonight's game, I want to say something, right? And I think this, and I'm not gonna say that this is the play that lost the game or anything like that, but I want to say I think it's a play that could have swung the momentum back in our way when we got the steal, and Reggie Bullock shot that three, right? And Mitch was open. You could see him calling for the alley. He was open.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know if it was just because of their chemistry or you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case might be. That wasn't the losing play of the game. Let me reiterate that. But at the end of the day, I do think that was a play that could have swung the momentum back in our favor to where we possibly could have, took a different approach to the game.
Right. Now, little plays like that always make a difference, man. I'm going to tell you, tonight, my girls, we played a game. We played against a team called the Park School of Baltimore. They're a pretty good team. And that team, they started off on a 6-0 run, right from Jump Street. All right, and then we come back. Halftime, I think we're down 9 points. Third quarter, we start pressing. We get it down to 5, but then they go up. Then we come back. Then they go up. Fourth quarter, we're down 9 points with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. We get a wide open 3-point shot. Shoot it, miss it. Now, if we make that shot, it's a 6-point game. The game looks entirely different. We missed it, and that was kind of the shot right there that really put the game out of stretch for us. Timely shots make a big difference in a game. Timely shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a while with the Suns, they couldn't get over the hump to get the lead from the Knicks, right? Or they couldn't extend the lead. They took a 1-point lead, and then the Knicks would come back and get a 4-point lead. Then the Suns take a 1-point lead, then the Knicks come back and get a 3-4-point lead. Finally, they hit a couple timely shots that could push the lead forward. The Knicks all season long have had trouble with those timely shots. They would start to come back. Then that one timely shot, they cut the lead to 6 or something like that. And then they get a timely 3 wide open, and they can't knock it down. You know what I'm saying? The other team comes back, scores 2 points. Now all of a sudden it's an 8-point lead again, right? Timely shots are so big. They're so big. right? Because those timely shots, after you've done all this work and you cut the lead, and then bam, you hit that one shot that really propels it forward. You know what I'm saying? That right there was a play that probably could have propelled it forward. I know exactly what you're saying. You know, I know exactly
I'm glad
what you're
you
saying.
noticed it too, man, because I can't say not a lot of people didn't notice it, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's, like you said, man, there's those small plays like that. And I always say it, man, there's those little plays that, you know what, it might not win you the game, it might not get you over the hump, but those little plays sometimes get you in a position to get over that hump, or to,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying, to get you in the right route of your comeback if you're trying to mount one, or if you, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to sustain your lead or whatever. And I can't say they out hustled us tonight, because guys did play they did play some good defense, and they did like hustle on plays. You know, guys were running around and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not just gonna harp on that one play, but it was just one that I noticed that I thought would have given us a different outlook into, you know, staging our comeback, or whatever you want to call it.
Nah, I feel you. Those timely plays, man. And it's been all season. Timely plays, free throws. It's been all season long. You know what I'm saying? All season long that we haven't been able to, you know, really hit those timely shots, knock down those timely free throws and things like that. All right, Mark, I'm coming to you, Mark. What's good, man? What's going on, Mark? Hey, Mark, you there? I guess Mark is so sick that his hearing is gone. I'm gonna come to Rob the Nick. Rob, Rob the Nick. Guess Rob the Nick ain't talking either. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen. 516-405-2246. These guys kind of lost out there, you know, having their own conversation. I do want to ask you this one thing, right? So a report comes out today that the Knicks may be wanting to keep Marcus Morris. All right. I want to know what your thoughts is on that. That the Knicks might want to keep Marcus Morris. Is it real, or is it that the Knicks, you know, kind of playing around a little bit? You know, playing the game. You put it out there that we want to keep Marcus Morris, so the other people maybe up the ante if they want Marcus Morris. What do you think it is? Do you think the Knicks truly and dearly want to keep Marcus Morris, or are they playing the game? They're playing a trade game with the trade deadline just a month away. Are they playing the trade game? You know, I want to know what your thoughts on it is. Let me see. I'm going to come to Guillermo, find out what Guillermo thinks about it, and then we'll go on from there. Guillermo, what's going on? I want to ask you this. So a report comes out today that the Knicks want to keep Marcus Morris. So my question to you is, do they really want to keep Marcus Morris, or are they playing a game, you know, just putting it out there that we want to keep this guy so that teams will up the ante? You know, trade deadline's a month away.
Well, the thing about is Marcus Morris said that. Now, the only way that would happen, Sim, what you said is that if Marcus Morris is telling the Knicks, like, hey, look, I know you guys need assets, draft assets, and you guys did me a solid, so I'll go along with the story that I really want to stay here, you know, and try to get a team to kind of do that, to kind of give more than maybe a first, or maybe give a first if he's not worth the first right now. I think he's worth a first if contender. But yeah, I mean, look, it's all machinations, because put like this, like I said, Marcus Morris is a right guy for this team at the wrong time, right? We need draft capital. We need development. We need a lot. And don't get me wrong, Marcus Morris is solid as hell. I like him a lot as a player. I like his demeanor. I like his game. He's improved his shooting. You know, he's kept us in a lot of games. But you know, is he putting us over the hump? No. Is he a supernatural talent where he's winning his games just by himself? Is he Giannis? No. And he's a really, really solid role player who's probably playing overachieving right now. And with overachievers right now, Sim, you always try to get as many assets as you can, man. And I like Marcus Morris. Right? This is not me saying I don't like him, but This Knicks guy have a long-term vision, man. And Marcus Morris, as much as he's scoring and doing this stuff, we're not winning, a lot of games because of him. You know what I mean? So it sucks. But yeah, if a team wants to give us a first and a second for him, or if they want to be crazy, I doubt they give us 2 firsts. That'd be crazy. But if they want to give us a first, a second, or a first and some solid players, solid young players, yeah, I do it in an instant. But yeah, right now the Knicks are just trying to put that out there, and it's smart. Sim, we can't get played anymore. Remember, the whole Masai Ujiri thing. This guy used to fleece us, Bagiani, Kyle Lowry. Oh, we can't get fleeced anymore. We gotta, like we talked about at the beginning of the season, we brought all these guys on. A lot of these veterans we should be trying to showcase to kind of sell off and get assets back, continue to develop the young guys, and slowly build up that team. Because this is a process. We can't get stuck on role players who are overachieving and say, "Oh yeah, let's keep it." Now, if you're like 10 games above 500, and that's largely because of Marcus Morris, then I say different. But 10 wins is 10 wins right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, according to Shams, the Knicks prefer to keep him. Regardless of the strong interest that's out there, the Knicks prefer to keep Marcus Morris.
Well, Sim, then put like this. If you know what's real, if they had talks about a contract extension. Because I didn't read the new one now, but I read the other one like a few weeks ago about Marcus Morris saying that he feels at home here and all this stuff. Well, then sign a contract extension, right? Sign a team-friendly contract extension, knowing that this team needs to continue to develop. They kind of need the cap space. Sign a team-friendly deal. If you really love New York like that, or are you just saying, what I mean? Like, I'm not getting mad at him. I respect him actually because I think he did Fizzo's, Perry, and Mills a solid by coming to the Knicks. He spurned the Spurs after getting screwed or not be able to go to Clippers, and he was like, screw it. Maybe they talked to him. He's kind of like, I'll help this team. And right now he's playing out of his mind above his numbers. So if he really wants to stay here, he can sign a contract extension. No one's stopping him.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, and we'll see. I'm just saying the report is that the Knicks want to keep him. That's from Shams. That the Knicks preferred to keep him despite having strong interest from other teams. So we'll see if the Knicks really prefer to keep him or if it's just a ploy to try to get other teams to up the ante and add more assets to get him.
Can I ask you one question, similar to that? If you were the Knicks, what deal do you think would get it done for a guy like Marcus Morris? If Marcus Morris truly wants to be here, what would you offer him?
Man,
more
so
years wise,
because I don't even know, man. I was thinking about this. I don't know. I don't know what his market is and what's going to be a good deal for him. I'll say this: if he agreed to 2 years, let's say he agreed to a 2-year deal for $17 million, I think I'd do it.
2-year deal, $17 million.
He might want longer than that. If he did something like that, though, 2-year deal, $17 million, I think I'd be all right.
Yeah, that's not bad. But hold up, Sin. That he's getting paid 15 now, but I mean it's 15 for 1 year, so 15
for 1 year, right? He's getting
17. That's
no. I mean 2 years, 34.
17 each year.
17 each year. 2 years, 34. I'd be okay.
What does that put out cap?
Well, you got some guys that's not going to be here next year too, right?
Right. You got Randall still there, and Randall could go after next year.
Randall's still here. Randall still be there. We'll see what happens with Bobby Portis. We'll see what happens with Elfrid Payton. We'll see what happens with Alonzo Trier. His contract is going to be up at the end of the season. He makes $3 million a year.
Same thing. Does Taj have an option on that second year?
I think there's a team option. I'm not exactly sure, but I thought there was a team option on the second year for Taj Gibson. So,
Damn. This sucks, man, because if we
so here's the question. D Public Enemy said that's lowballing him.
What,
2 years, $34 million, that's lowballing.
Yeah, but D Public Enemy, think about this, right? What other team, if he's truly comfortable with the Knicks, can you think of another team? Can you think of a contender that's going to offer him big money? Because he goes to any contender, right? You could think about the Clippers. Would they need him as a starter? Probably not. Come off the bench, they would probably love him. I think any team contender come off the bench, they would probably love him. The only team I could have thought of was the Blazers, but they're not even. They're, I don't know how many games under 500.
Yeah.
Maybe the Jazz. I don't know the Jazz makeup right now. Lakers, but every team he's going to be coming off the bench, so you're not going to pay a guy all that money to come off the bench, right? Unless he's a super sub like a Ben Gordon
Right.
type, you know.
Right.
So the Knicks will probably give him the best offer at that. So
okay,
God.
so now Ishmael Rivas is saying sign him for 2 years to $40 million. I mean, I could probably see that 2 years, $40 million, because if, and you know, let's not, you know, go crazy about, we may not get, you know, free agents or blah 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 blah. But 2 years, $40 million. He's still his contract is still done in 2021 when it's supposed to be a good free agent class.
Yeah,
So-
Deep Public Enemy, yeah, he made a mistake. He meant to say 2 years, 34. So yeah, Deep Public Enemy thought you said 2 years, 17, because I was about to say,
Yeah. No, not 2 years,
that's cheap,
17.
man.
I mean,
It's 2 years, 34. But then 2 years, 40. Sim, do you think we put like this, man? Do you think we're gonna compete in 2 years? Like, do you think, like, because I'm trying to look long term, right? I don't like this draft in terms of point guards. I think we're gonna need a point guard, right? As much as we talk about Frank and Payton, we're gonna need a point guard, right? We need a superlative point guard. I don't see that, because look, if we get a superlative point guard that can probably run a system and score, I think you can jumpstart that. You can skip a few years of development for the whole team, right? It's going to make the game a lot easier for a lot of the guys. And I don't see that in Cole Anthony. I don't really see that in LaMelo, right? So then you're talking about another year goes by. Then you're thinking about next year's draft class. And then this next year free agency in terms of point guards. I don't know the exact the landscape in terms of free agents or anything like that. But the only free agent I'm thinking about is Giannis. So, you know, it's tough, because when you think a guy like Morris, you need a win now team, because he will probably perfect for us as like that tough four who can space the floor out.
But what if? I mean, you know, some players don't want a title chase, right? And what if, you know, everybody talks about the reason that you know, and I'm not saying to bring Chris Paul here. I'm just saying the reasoning that people say to bring Chris Paul here is because he's one of those guys that can help you to, set your, develop that culture. You know, what if he is one of those, and he is one of those culture building guys, right? He's a leader. He plays defense. He's hard nosed. He's the kind of guy that it's what we envision and what we want the Knicks to be. You know what I'm saying? Does he help, if you did sign him for 2 more years going forward, does he help to set that culture? Doesn't have to be the only one, but does he help set that culture? And is it worth it? To pay him for 2 seasons to help set that culture? Knowing that in 2020, this free agent class, okay. Hold on, let me rethink this. This free agent class in 2020, there's nothing, but he'll be a free agent. 2021, that's when it's supposed to be a big free agent class. So if you sign up for 2 years, then he actually isn't a free agent until 2022. But if you are talking about free agents coming, anybody, just anybody, and I'm not saying anyone's name, I'm just saying anybody, because clearly the Knicks are going to sign some free agents, right? Then, is he one of those guys that helps you build that base where you can bring some guys in that's going to help you move forward? It's hard.
Also, we got to take
decision.
into account he's overachieving right now. Don't get me wrong, he's solid. He's always been a solid player, but he's kind of playing out of his mind right now, right? And it's late. Like, we ain't talking about Devin Booker at 25. We're talking about a guy who's he's 30, 31.
He's 30.
And you don't, like, this ain't baseball, bro. Like, if it's baseball, you can get an outfielder at 29, 30, and he could give you 7 more years of just killing it, because, baseball, you're not really, I mean, you could eat a hot dog while playing the game. But I love baseball, don't get me wrong. It's my favorite sport, actually. But a guy who's 30, 31, who's always been a role player journey guy, but then you also, I'm pretty sure his usage is a lot higher than it was with the Celtics and stuff, right? So it's not like he's becoming terribly more efficient with the same amount of shots from previous seasons. It's like, you got to look at trajectory going forward. Do you want the ball in this guy's hands as a primary guy? Because also, think about this. People who are talking about RJ's a bust. RJ's going to need a lot more looks going as in the next few years to see, all right, is he the guy when you give him the ball, make him more of a focal point of offense? How does he adapt? Does he become better? Does he become a better shooter, a better slasher? Same thing with Knox. We got a lot of young guys on this team that need proper development and they need more looks. Bringing Knox in and out of the lineup is not going to help. Even Trier, you know what I mean? Bringing Trier in and out of the lineup is not helping. It's not helping really any of these young guys. And as much as I like Morris, his looks are taking that away from other guys. Now, if
I mean,
we were
that's
winning
true.
Sim, I'm all for it.
But
we're not winning.
My thing. One thing that I've always said, that I've always believed about teams in the NBA, it's not always about having, the big giant, a Hall of Famer at every position, right? You got to have guys. You need to have guys that are at the pinnacle of their career, at their position, even if it's only for 2 or 3 years, right? That's how you get some teams that are real good, and maybe they can win a championship. But then when those guys leave or the next few years, they don't play as well because you got a collection of guys that you were able to get them to come together during the pinnacle of their career, right? And that pinnacle doesn't mean that they have to be an all-star. They just were at the pinnacle of their career. They're playing the best that they're going to play for a good 3 or 4 year span, right? Now, with Marcus Morris, maybe he's at that pinnacle right now, and he's going to, maybe level off for a good 2 or 3 years. He's 30 years old. He'll turn 31 September 2nd, 2020. Maybe you got him, at the pinnacle of his career. That doesn't mean he's a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying the pinnacle of his career. Maybe you get him that for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and he's been a role player. So I think if anyone could understand when somebody surpasses him or if somebody comes to the team that is better than him, he would understand, I've been a role player. I understand that this person is better than me. I can take that step back.
Sim, I agree with you, man. It sucks. I like the guy a lot, man.
It's a tough,
it's
a tough position to be in. If you're,
and I don't even know if they're playing better because they had that one-on-one talk or because, I think it's a collection of Mike Miller and the one-on-one talk. It's tough. I don't know.
It's a tough one. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. First of all, if it's going to be the same front office, and then, if it is the same front office, what do they do about Marcus Morris? And if it's a different front office, what do they do about Marcus Morris?
But like this, if it's Masai Ujiri, I didn't even think about that too, man, because put like this, Marcus Morris, he seems like one of these guys who's like, he's all about family. If you cross his path or whatever, he don't really like you or whatever. So it might just be that, man. He might be. It's just that you don't turn around franchises with a role player. You know what I mean? And it sounds crazy. I'm not insulting Marcus Morris one bit, but you need a lot of things to turn around a franchise, right? A top draft picks, the coaching, everything like that, right? So,
right.
The only reason I say do it is because when you look at the free agency landscape, AD is still might be available, whatever. I don't know the cap spaces. Maybe Vivek, because he's always like the cap guy or whatever. Because right now, AD hasn't signed, right? And that Lakers experiment might end. If AD wants to come to the Knicks next year, but he wants a max, how would that work with a guy like Morris? Like in terms of, we have enough space to give a Morris that 2 years, $20 million deal. Because AD would take as crazy as it sounds, I'm not even the biggest AD fan. I think he's great, but AD would take the Knicks to the playoffs if you have him and the collection of players that we have now. Even though I guess Mitch will probably somehow have to go somewhere, but
yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how it's gonna work. I look at what Philadelphia did with JJ Redick, a few years back. They gave him a good amount of money to be someone that can just kind of help build the culture. It wasn't $44 million like Chris Paul, but it was, $20 million. It was $20 million for one season. And then, he took a pay cut the next season or something like that. We'll see how it's going to be interesting to watch going forward. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to be something to watch going forward. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from it. But, the Knicks say that they prefer to keep Marcus Morris, so we'll see how that goes. Let me get to Nate down here and see what Nate's got to say. Nate, go ahead, man.
Yes, Sim. I mean, I don't know if you remember from past shows, I kind of was advocating for them to keep Morris because with all the young players we have, Morris is that type of player that the young players can look up to and kind of, you know, just kind of pick his brain about what it means to be in the NBA and, how to be successful. Because Morris has had a pretty good career. I mean, he's 30 years old. I mean, and he's been pretty solid. And the thing is that the Knicks, if you look at the roster right now, they're going to have more turnover again next year because of all the 1-year deals. So, keeping a guy like Morris, that shows the stability that the organization is willing to offer to him if he wants to stay here, and it sounds like he does. And and we need players like Morris. I mean, he's arguably right now the best player we have on the team, and he's played well. And he's fit in very well with this roster, with this young roster we have. So, I mean, if the Knicks are looking to, move forward in their progression, you're going to need players like Morris. You can't be comprised of just a bunch of young players because, stats show that just teams that are just all comprised of young players don't usually win a lot. You have to win with vets too. And Morris is still a player who can still play. It's not like he's on his last hurrah like a Taj Gibson, in my opinion, is. Morris has still got, 2-3 years, maybe 4 years of good playing with him. I mean, he's a solid player. He's never really been injured. So he's going to still be productive, and I think he's proved his value this year, just being the player he is this year, making big shots, being that consistent 3-point shooter that we've been needing. Like you said, he's played good defense, but also too, he's been a good in the locker room. He's been a tough guy. He's kind of the one guy that's told everybody that, hey, we're not going to take this crap, or we're not going to let people just come in and, push us around or stuff like that. So he kind of brings that toughness mentality. So, I mean, I think 2 years, 40 million makes plenty of sense, because he is worth around, 17, 20 million. I mean, and he fits right now with what we're doing, and we're going to get another young player more likely for the draft. So, we got to start adding some vets too, but not only just vets, but we got to add vets that can contribute. And Morris is one of those players that already is contributing. So why not give him that shot to, let him rock with his young team? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, man. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be an easy decision by far, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. It's gonna be. I don't want to be in that position. I wouldn't like to be in that position. It's a tough one. All right, I'm coming back to Mark. Somebody let Mark. I'm coming back to him because he didn't hear me last time. Mark, what's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. You feeling better or what?
I've been better since yesterday.
All right, good. What do you think about Marcus Morris, man? What should we do with that? What do you think?
I'm trading him because I'm having a big. I'm trading him because I want RJ the 3, and I want him a little more featured in the games more. So, because Marcus Morris is taking up 1 to 15 shots a game, I just rather see RJ with those shots, those possessions, and on the block more. And he's not going to be able to get his development in the right way because of you already have Randall and you already have Morris that's busting up the paint for the spacing. I just think that RJ should be more in the facility by the basket because he's not a great shooter. And again, having him in the corners, it bothers me when I watch him because he's not in rhythm in the game and he's not gonna get those touches where he needs every possession in the game or to show some sort of impact. And the fact that he's here in the long haul instead of Morris, that's why I want to trade Morris. I just rather see RJ in a better situation than he already is right now. So I just think I want more out because he takes up 1 to 15 shots a game, even though putting up points. But I just rather see the development of RJ here for the long haul. They're not utilizing the way to be utilized. Should be a 3 and not a 2 because shooter. More of a
Okay.
guy. He's more of a bruiser. He should be closer to the basket. His offense should be initiated closer to the basket and better closer to the basket. But he looks better. He looks like a better player close to the basket because he's no high. He's no pick and roll guy. Not quick enough. So a guy like that, you gotta have close to the and let him figure it out.
Okay.
So for the Boris, I want more taking up space, taking up shots. And again, why have him here when he's not gonna be here next year? Because are y'all willing to pay him more money? So
That's the thing that the Knicks got to figure out. Are they willing to pay him more money? It's not gonna be an easy decision. You know, they got something to think about. Let me flip the script on you and ask you another question. James Dolan was seen walking out of the Knicks locker room before the game with Scott Perry and Steve Mills.
Okay.
What do you take from that? Now he flew to Phoenix.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Maybe he had a concert there. I don't know, but he flew to Phoenix, and he was seen walking out of the locker room with Scott Perry and Steve Mills. What do you take from that?
Listen, I just hope, I just hope this really, 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 when the season ends, goes the other way from those two. If he sticks with, I think I'm going to be the saddest ever, bro. Like like bumming me out night to night that those two are still here, and I just hope Dolan. I think Dolan is just because remember Dolan got lied to by Steve Mills talking about such and such what he told him. I think he's really watching or paying attention to an extent. To an extent, I won't say that he's paying fully attention because basketball thing, but he just don't like his name in the media. And if the Knicks continue losing or not doing what they're supposed to do, I think he's gonna make a decision. But it's kind of random that he came on the trip with the guy.
Right.
That caught me off guard.
That right.
Honestly,
That's what I want to know about.
I can't really call it, but all I know, bro, I just hope Nolan goes the other way from those. I don't know what's gonna those two facing. I'm dead soured from those two, bro. I'm dead sour, and I don't know what they're capable of. Don't know what they're capable of. So, in that case, man, I'm glad Dolan came along.
But does it indicate anything to you that he has something on his mind? Is it he's thinking about taking the interim tag off of Mike Miller? Is it that? Is it that there's some moves that are in the works, and because he's not sure of Scott Perry and Steve Mills' future, he wants to be part of that? Or is it just he wanted to have some words with the team?
He talked to the team?
I don't know. All I know is he was seen before the game walking out of the locker room with Scott Perry and Steve Mills. I don't know if the players were in the locker room or not.
I guess he's monitoring his own little way, and again, can't hate on Mike Miller doing a great job for what really has an identity on the coaching. It's so using right now because it's like next year, like for this year at the end of the season, like I wouldn't keep in Mike Miller at all, Sam. But are those two going to stay in on? So I'm in the catch-22 right now. I'm in a catch-22 right now because I want Dolan to make change in the front office for the organization. Devin, the aspects. I want to keep Mike Miller. Damn, really got something going on here, and in next year, I want to see him next year with probably if we have different
Yeah.
or more players that are compatible for the more. So it's catch-22 right now. Dolan didn't like his name in the after ended. His antennas is up. Dolan didn't like how Harden will smack those. That's what he don't like. One thing he don't like. That's his big thing. Monitor. He never. They say he was never on board with Scott Perry like that, but because Bells, sold him like, listen, the guy for the job, etc. So he could be watching Scott Perry.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air when it comes to.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on there, man. And it sounds like I'm looking at article from Mark Berman, and it says that Dolan with owner James Dolan along for this Western ride, the Knicks failed to deliver him a victory in the most winnable game of the 4-game trip. So it sounds like James Dolan is along for the entire West Coast trip, and who knows? Maybe it's business. He could have business in LA. Maybe, who knows? The Madison Square Garden company, obviously they own entertainment buildings, whatever, in LA and stuff like that. So that could be part of it. You know what I mean? Let me get to a phone call. Call, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, no. What's up, Sim?
I'm good. How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right, man.
So what do you take, man? James Dolan on a trip with him. What do you take? Anything? You take anything from it?
From James Dolan, what? I didn't quite hear you.
He's on a trip with the guys. He's on the West Coast trip with the guys. Real quick, take anything from it because I'm about to get up off this jump. It's late.
Oh no problem. I think he's evaluating. He's out there. I think James Dolan wants to go out and see. More than likely we're not going to trade with anybody in the East just because they're not going to try to watch the Knicks get a little bit better. So he's going to go out there and evaluate. I think, it is what it is. It's showing, on one hand, we're always complaining about Dolan, even though I've never really seen him do anything that I wouldn't have done. But I don't know. Maybe he's getting a little bit more hands-on. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see, man. I'm waiting to see. Wait and see mode. Let me give a couple of shout-outs. Big shout-out to my man City for real. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Sim, 27% from 3, 66% from the line. Ain't going to cut it. Plus, with only 19 assists, it's not going to do it, bro. Plus, we had too many turnovers. But we still played a good game. All of that wrong, but we still played a good game. Now, we did play. It was okay into the fourth quarter, when we started to lose it. But yeah, we got to shoot better. You want to win games, you got to shoot better. Then again, from City for Real, thank you for the super chat. Again, he said, take it easy on my guy at Elf of Wall Street. Just had a kid, and those turnovers was uncharacteristic for him. But all in all, we played well. We didn't get the W, and we'll see what we can do in L.A. And then Wawa 930 2010, thank you for the super chat. You said salute NBK hashtag Lake Show. So you're a Lakers fan, I take it. Oh no, you're a Lakers fan. If you're a Lakers fan, make sure you come through Tuesday and talk to us as we beat the Lakers. Now, let me stop playing. We'll see what's going to happen. But, hey, my man, I thank you for the call. I know it's a short one, but I'm about to head up out of here, okay?
No. Have a good night, man. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, man. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Thank you for joining me. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to get some sleep because I do have I'm going to see Coppin State University play tomorrow. I do want to get to my man Rob the Knick, though, and let him sign us off since he didn't get a chance to say much. Rob, you want to sign us off, man, real quick? Because then I'm getting out of here. Can't hear you, my man. I can't hear you. It's not working. I don't know if you got yourself on mute or what, but I can't hear you. No, don't look like it's working, man. Don't look like it's working. We'll see if we can get to Rob the Knick. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Please join me on Sportscaster. All right, Monday night. I'm supposed to do it Monday morning, but I'm going to be away Monday morning. So Monday night, I'm going to have my first Knicks Weekly episode on Sportscaster. Okay, so make sure that you follow me on Sportscaster so that you can join in on the live show. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to drop a video so that everyone can see the video and you can, to kind of remind you about Sportscaster, right? Because I want to make sure that people get over there and follow me on Sportscaster because this show is going to be exclusively on Sportscaster. Exclusive to Sportscaster. All right, and big shout out to Wawa 930 again, said Lakers. So, yeah, make sure you come back on Tuesday and call in so we can talk to you, too. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting in the chat a link to Sportscaster, okay, so that you can follow me on Sportscaster. Make sure you click on that link right now before you log off for tonight. Click on this link, please, and follow me on Sportscaster. We're trying to build it up over there. This show is exclusive to Sportscaster. Sportscaster is helping to sponsor this entire show. You know what I'm saying? You can see the logo right here on your screen. So make sure that you support us over there at Sportscaster. You like it over there at Sportscaster too. It's a whole bunch of me's over there. You know what I'm saying? So join me on Sportscaster. I just put the link in the chat. Monday will be the first Knicks Weekly show. And then it's going to be every Monday. For the most part, it's going to be Monday mornings, but if I have to change it, then I'll change it. All right, but it'll be Monday mornings, and we're going to recap everything that happened during the week. It's going to be a fun show, good show. All right, so make sure you join me at Sportscaster, putting the link in the chat right now. Go ahead over there and follow me on Sportscaster, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're already on Sportscaster, make sure that you get ready for the show. All right. Let me see if my man Rob got the audio back on. No, doesn't look like he got the audio back on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. I will see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'm going to do a show. I'm going to do a game preview as the Knicks take on the Clippers on Sunday. So I'm going to do a game preview, and then I'll catch you on Sunday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, be easy, be peaceful. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, man. Thank you for being here with me, staying up late. I'm out of here.
That's the jig.